What happened to you?
Nothing. I was attacked by someone. Long story short, not someone I knew very well, but I guess someone who, at the moment, I thought was dear to me anyway. And
Where did this happen?
oh, this was in the valley. I was in the valley with some friends. We went out, and then I kind of walked off for a bit with this guy. And anyway, so like I went and got myself taken care of, and then I went to stay at like just this place for a bit, just like for like a week or two, just to clear my head. Kind of like a battered kind of. Anyway, it's fine.
I got a feeling you're not telling me something.
I mean, it's nothing major. It's fine. This thing happens to tons of people.
Well, I can always tell by your body weight where you've been.
Yeah.
And I can tell you've not been on the street.
Yeah. When I'm on the street, I'm a lot more animated.
And you're a lot thinner, too.
Yeah. Do I look fat?
No, you're just thick.
I got fat, Mark. I gained weight. I have a belly.
Depends who you ask.
I was eating a lot.
You've gained weight.
Yeah, it's the best thing about breakups and bastards is you can eat your way through it and no one will ever fucking say a thing.
I was worried about you. A lot of people were worried about you.
Yeah, it's actually really strange to me because it only just registered to me to actually check on like replies or comments or any of that, and I realized like thank you so much to everyone out there. I want to say I had no idea that so many people knew who I was, let alone
we've built a huge following now.
It's interesting. Yeah, on the bus on my way from the valley to here, literally this morning, the second I got on, the guy just goes, soft White Underbelly, and I'm like, oh yeah, hi. And he's like, hi Rebecca, and I'm like, hi. And it was just a random bus driver, but he was so sweet. He was like going out of his way to just be polite.
People love you.
Yeah, he tried to give me money. It was weird. I was like, stop, you're embarrassing yourself. He's so sweet. Did everything sort of walk me off the bus, you know what I mean, like escort me off. Yeah, people are just, it's weird. But I don't know how to interact with, because I suppose the sort of the channels of where of how I socialize. I mean, I don't get to meet people, so I don't get to meet these people. And I know a lot of you guys are probably LA based, because at least from what I read in the comments. So it's weird to have a following here in LA because I fucking love this city. So like, shout out to you guys. Thank you. I don't even want to say fans because it sounds like very overrated to say, but thanks for noticing me.
They're just people who love you.
I can't even begin to equate that. That doesn't make sense to me, to get love from strangers that I've never met. Like it's not I'd have to meet them, but it's just, that's kind of why, like I was saying earlier, like that's why I came out of, I don't want to say hiding, but that's what encouraged me, is I was just like, yeah.
Can I ask you to show us your whole face?
Oh, do you want to take the scarf off?
Yeah, or just pull it aside. There you go.
I still look like Rosemary DeWitt. More like Rosemary DeWitt.
You look great.
I don't look pretty. I'm bearded, and
the lipstick on your eyes I'm not sure about, but everything
else. No, I was thinking, because when I was thinking this, I don't know if anyone would know this, but just for anyone out there who's been paying attention to me, I just want to show off my cred here. I was thinking of Raf Simons. I was thinking of Dior at first when I was draping this, and then there was a Birds of Paradise makeup collection they did once where anyway, but then I was thinking of the Chanel show that just happened here not too long ago at the Paramount Theater, because I was like around that area at the time. And I was thinking of how Lucia Pica, when, anyway, you won't get this, but I'm just for the sake of the interview. When she first went to Chanel as their new makeup artist, their first female makeup artist, her big trick was, like kind of, which didn't take off, but I wasn't surprised, was to do red, like, matted eyeshadow, but it was like glossed on. And it was so aggressive, because it's very rare that a woman can portray herself as transgressive and not be labeled so. So to have someone try and normalize a transgressive woman, not an aggressive woman, but a woman who is aware of her own, like you said, maybe weight. I don't know. It's one thing with the difference between men and women is weight is such a strong topic among women, and yet it's men who, when faced with it, either completely give up or pursue it to such an obsessive extent. Like, I've never heard of a woman doing what Christian Bale did, except for Beyonce when she drank the cayenne lemon pepper water, but that was more for her voice or like discipline. But like Matthew McConaughey, Jared Leto,
those are pretty extreme examples.
Christian Bale, yeah, but you know what I mean?
It takes a lot of discipline.
I wouldn't say discipline. I'd say it's more ego. It's what's discipline? You know what I mean? I mean,
Well,
everyone,
those were incredible roles.
everyone in LA is a fucking transcendental meditationist. Oh, sorry, a yogi. I mean, I like David Lynch, but I don't know. I feel like TM would kind of limit him. Posture.
Here.
Yeah, no, I got it.
Here, use that.
But anyway, yeah, so then I was thinking, I found the scarf and it looked like Hermes, and the bag that I found looked a bit like Hermes, which makes sense because there's a lot of Hermes running around now that Jane Birkin died, because she basically made Hermes. Like, Hermes would be nowhere without the Birkin bag. Everyone knows what a Birkin is, no one knows who Jane Birkin is, which doesn't surprise me. Like, it's a very passé thing to say, but she just died recently, and I used to love her when I was younger.
How do you say so tuned in to what's happening with
Oh, well, this
fashion, music?
I'm not really as tuned in. I mean, I would have been at the Versace show. I would have been at Chanel. I mean, I was around the area when Chanel happened, and I saw some people coming out. And, like, I watched the show. Like, I live streamed it with my friend on the phone from outside the venue. But, like, we tried to sneak in. We tried our hardest to sneak in.
How'd you get a phone?
Huh?
How'd you get a phone?
Oh, a friend gave it to me.
Really?
A friend at the place there. Vinny. Shout out Vinny. Thank you, Vinny, for the phone.
Thank you, Vinny.
Thank you, Vinny. Vinny is a trans man. I've never been in such close confines where it's just one trans man and one trans woman, and everyone else is, like straight, basically. And it was really interesting because it was guys and girls, but it was like a battered house, you know what I mean, where everyone had been through that. And the Valley is like the perfect kind of place where you'd find somewhere like that, you know what I mean? Because, well, I don't want to say porn and all that, but it's the Valley. Which, like, I've always wanted to go to the Valley and, like, spend time there. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't really get to be honest. But, like, from what I saw, like, aside from that attack, like, it was very, I don't want to say Cher Horowitz, but, like, it was very whacked out
what exactly
Cher
happened?
Horowitz.
What happened to you?
Oh, no, nothing. Just some dude tried it with me, but then he got violent was the issue, and that's why. And then I had to, like, literally the cops came and had to take me to the hospital because it was rough. I'm just happy he got arrested. It's weird because, like, I don't want to say I kind of liked him, but, you know, it's always that one fucking guy, that one kind of, like, it's like, honestly, I used to love that movie Jennifer's Body growing up, so it's kind of like that, you know what I mean?
Well, anybody who would have a hard time with somebody like yourself, I would think, is somebody...
No, it's just he wanted more than I wanted to give him. I just didn't want to blow him, basically, and he was like, well, you're going to do it anyway, and then he like, pinned me down, and this was in public, and then starts, like...
But it's a person who is really uncomfortable with their attraction for...
I don't think it was about that. I mean, he wasn't like some straight guy. No. He was just, like... That was the irritating part, was he seemed like a good guy. Like... I don't know. The problem with, like, I don't say mixed race people, but there's a lot of people in LA who have, like, this, like, mix up of culture where it's, like, machismo and not, especially, like, in the Latinx community. There's a lot of Latino men, because he was, like, part Latino. He was, like, Latino and his mom was white or something. So it was, like, the dad was, because someone was telling me, too, that his dad beat him, and that was kind of why I felt bad for him at first, and, like, that's kind of why, like I literally, like, let him put his head on my shoulder. We were, like, at a concert or something, anyway. But then, like, it was, like, a really cute, endearing moment, honestly.
I've seen a lot of tough, macho guys who are on the down low.
Oh, no, he's not down low. He's just a schizophrenic fucking... He's just a man who... He's just a man. You know, Shamir said it best. Shamir's a singer-songwriter I love. And there's a song, it's a really, like, poppy, nice song, but sometimes a man ain't what he says he is. Sometimes a man is just a man. You know? Thinking of Gone Girl, you know? Big reason why I came to LA was Gone Girl. That's what inspired me to, I don't know, it helped me idealize in myself. Like, I don't want to say strength, because that seems like a very meta thing to say in this instance, is to go straight to strength rather than speak of pain or whatever. It's not that. It's not like physical or emotional pain. It's just the intensity sometimes of an encounter and exchange. Like, I never thought I'd ever feel that way, you know? I feel like you almost, like, I don't want to say encourage that, but, like, try to, because in the States, people are more, I don't want to say just emotionally attuned, but it's okay to go to I'm curious, because I saw something outside. I saw the wrestler, right? He had an MM, which reminds me of Memento Mori. Why did you name your channel Soft White Underbelly?
I'm not sure. It's an interesting title. I could come up with some heavy meaning behind it, but it's just It's
You
fun
know,
to
it's
s-
bums spelled when you acronym it, soft white underbelly. It's bums spelled the other way around. BUMS, belly under, white soft. Well, then bums.
I don't want to give it some heavy meaning behind it. It's just a stupid title. You had to name it something.
Well, it's ironic you moved it here.
I
They
had a
don't
good,
really have
I had a-
sharks
I had a
in
good
LA.
time with you the last time we got together,
Huh?
back in September,
Oh, yeah.
mid-September.
I'm sorry if I was rude or weird when
No,
we
you
went
weren't.
to
You
Grand
were-
Central Terminal.
You were just Rebecca.
No, but I was
But we got
just-
kicked out of that restaurant.
Oh, they wouldn't let us in, Mark. They didn't. We
Well,
didn't
they let
get
us
kicked
sit
out. They
down,
wouldn't let
but
us
then they
in.
asked us-
They wouldn't let us in.
The-
They wouldn't seat us.
The
which-
host asked us to leave.
Yeah, the host asked us to leave and we were standing outside, which I'm not surprised by, I think. I don't think it's just, I think it's sometimes, like, that's why I say, like, doing this has given me it's just a reputation of being troublesome or just
What have you
disgusting.
learned about your years on the streets like this? Being
My worth.
being disrespected.
Oh, it's not that I'm disrespected. No, to be honest with you, this is light. I mean, compared to the other places in the States I went to, even New Orleans, compared to New Orleans, this is fucking, it's interesting here though, because it's very, someone was saying this to me earlier today actually, we were smoking, just before I left, we were having a cigarette in the morning, and this girl goes, people here are very passive aggressive. I was like, yeah, I'm genuinely surprised that the kombucha cashmere sweater set, like the Greg shade, I don't know if you know what the Elder Statesman is, but it's like the Elder Statesman goop set are so passive aggressive. And it's almost unbeknownst to them. There's two factions of it. There's a part of it that's like a cult. And people in that cult, you know, the LA, it's either the LA cult or the Hollywood cult or the kind of more California shamanic cult, who are very aware of their culture, right? Can't spell cult without culture. And then there's the people who aren't aware of it. You know what I mean? And there's some people who are cool because maybe they're people who work for other people or like maids, busboys, food truck people, you know, who just have their own culture and are segregated to their own environments. But then there are the kind of people who are like social climbers, as they say, or people trying to penetrate something intellectually that they don't understand. Like they come here for fame or money. You know, the kind of people who are like, ooh, I want to sell my soul to the devil, and or alternatively, I would never sell my soul to the devil. You know, praise Jesus or whatever. Both of those factions make no sense to me in a town that has built its living off of essentially God and the devil kind of agreeing to look the other way. It's like having a handler versus having a fixer. You know, you have a handler, you're dealt with. You have a fixer, you can do what you want, and it doesn't leak. I'd rather have
Which one do you need?
both.
You do.
Schedules, a handler, and someone to definitely both. Which is good, honestly. Seeing as I'm, you know, split either way. I always notice I have two cameras. I know I keep talking about those dreaded Olsen twins, but I always think of that one as Mary Kate and that one is Ashley.
What is your attraction to the Olsen twins?
Honestly, it's like I said, cult earlier. It's a similar sort of vein. Like I'm not as familiar with the shit they did when they were younger because I didn't grow up with that. Like I've seen New York Minute and I saw Passport to Paris with my cousin, and there was one in Australia.
But there's something about those two girls that just clicks for you.
No, the row. I mean, Mother, right? So, it's very religious to me because in my craft, to take Mother, split it into two, and take the ideology of the devil and make it the row. When you think of a mother, right, because the row is just mother, they took it and then flipped the M to a W because they're witches, and it's known in this town. Like they give out crystals at their shows and stuff. People know they're witches. It's not just that they're witches. It's that they have this complete sensibility to being a woman. Like there's something just in their face that you see. It's an honest, like their bag, it's called the Margot, and the way they spelled Margot, like you think Margot Tenenbaum or something kind of silly and artsy like that. It's like, when they say soft refinement, there's a term in fashion now which is quiet luxury. And they basically invented that whole sub-niche of just dressing minimally. Like, they created minimalism before minimalism was a thing. Like, everyone says Prada is minimal, or Raf Simons is minimal. Raf Simons is not minimal. Raf Simons does color. They invented minimalism.
I doubt
No,
they
they
invent-
genuinely, no. Like, they understood what the Japanese did and gave it a feminine sensibility. It's like what Chanel did. When Chanel put a woman in a suit, it wasn't so much to emasculate her as to make her equality something to present in society. And now you can present intelligence. You can present awareness, self-awareness. You don't have to let people know that you're intelligent. You don't have to give away your secret. They don't run around with pentagrams on their heads, fucking. But it's there. The energy is there. And when I think of what I would want to teach my daughter, I would teach her the row. Like, if I were to teach a practice of craft, not just witchcraft, but of craft, because craft is such a derogatory term.
What is the row?
The row, so mother, because there's two of them. There's the, and then there's the row. And Mary Kate usually dresses in black or darker colors, and it reflects her nature. And then Ashley usually dresses in white because she's more gamine, and you can see it in her eyes. Like, you see the eyes are the windows to the soul. With Mary Kate, there's a, it's not just a dryness, but it's like when I say Jeanne Moreau, like, I'm obsessed with Jeanne Moreau because in her eyes there was like a wicked kind of, but it was like a very self-aware wickedness. Versus, I'd say, like Catherine Deneuve, who her thing is like deer in headlights, like it's either fear or shock or. Now, Jeanne Moreau would always play the kind of femme fatale, but like not an action femme fatale, like a woman who knew how to take advantage of social situations, rather than, it's not like Grace Jones. And Catherine Deneuve was very good at the sensuality of appearing to be vulnerable, or at least of that in a woman. So it's interesting how Jeanne Moreau aged exactly how you would imagine, just not faded into obscurity, but just, like, I remember I saw an interview of her once with Michael Stipe. She was at a Saint Laurent show, at his main menswear show, which is weird for her age. I think this was just before she passed, and she was sitting next to Michael Stipe and Gus Van Sant. And it was really weird to me. Oh, shout out to them. Anyway, yeah. When you take Order of the Eastern Star, all you've got left is the L and the N. It's like my guiding light, I don't know. But let's not reveal the secrets of the witches of Hollywood, mainly because it's a different kind of witchcraft. It's witchcraft for the sake of being a woman rather than the spectacle of being perceived by a man. I think practical magic did a good thing of softening it. Charmed made it commercially like a sociable thing. You have to remember, witchcraft was the very first, how do you say, coup de clef, as they say in French. Sorry, you're reminding me. We were speaking French earlier. Oh, your assistants are amazing. I'm surprised they're an older couple. I thought you'd get young assistants. I thought that young black girl was, I was so curt to her. I didn't mean to be rude last time.
You weren't rude.
Oh, I hope I wasn't. It's just sometimes people genuinely, it's not looked down upon me, but like, I ran into a girl today, ironically, like a trans girl. Anyway, in downtown, I'd just gotten off the bus, and I was walking around. I was fumbling for $1 to get to buy a cigarette, and then I see this trans girl I was in jail with, who was always really like weird to me. Like, it was like a weird coddling mother relationship where she like kept trying to like coddle me and be my mother, but then, like kind of abusive, and it was just bizarre. And I couldn't even remember her name at first, and I was like, "Oh, are you Treasure or something like that?" And she's like, "Bitch, you know who I am." And I'm like, "Huh?" "I will uppercut you." And I'm like, I don't remember. Like, I just remember her always making a point of like, she's like, "Ooh, you're nasty. You're a nasty girl. You don't shower." And I'm like, I used to shower a lot when I was in there too. She's like, "Oh no, you're going in there to fuck the boys." I'm like, "What is wrong with you? Why are you speaking like a toddler?"
Well, you gotta understand, there's severely mentally ill people downtown.
It's not just severely mentally ill people. It's just, when Trump said the deplorables, it's just like a bunch of people who, because I know where I come from. I don't want to make that the title of this, but where I come from, you don't glorify your own suffering. You don't glorify your own poverty. You don't force yourself to live in your own filth for the sake of it. It's very backward to do that, I would say, in a society. And that's the weird thing with downtown is I'm surprised the government has allowed it to remain the way it has, because it's just, it's purposefully shitting on itself. You know what I mean? Like when you think of, like when you go to New York and you go to Harlem, I won't say Harlem doesn't look like that, but in Harlem, they're very proud, and it's not just friendly, it's like they're going out of their way to further their culture while attaining their past. Like that's the way to do it self-respectfully, you know what I mean? Like the Erykah Badu kind of, I don't want to say Lil' Kim, but there's just a certain subset of, you know what I mean? Like when I think of Cardi B, like that's a girl who glorifies how she grew up, you know what I mean? Like she's proud to be sort of ratchet, but like the way she refined herself, like she went from being, you know what I mean, just some funny fucking nothing to like being really intense, and then just went out and had fun with it. It's weird, you know what I mean? For her not to be aggressive, you know? There's people who, when they come into that sort of money, or when they look at money, they'll get really angry and be like, why don't I have this? And want to attack people. You know what they say, eat the rich. It's fucking true. Like, the storming of the Bastille was, I mean, you already had them in jail. It was just the craziest thing. Let them eat cake. There's so much free cake down there, Mark.
There is.
They give away so much free cake. The Midnight Mission. Back to the thing. Sorry, I'm very superstitious, but when it comes to Memento Mori, especially because today is February the 8th, and December the 8th, I was trying to tell the driver earlier that today is very important cosmically, because at least in my vein of mysticism, my vein of witchcraft, it's the day at the end of the year where you culminate everything that you've received. So I was trying to explain to him how through your morning, your activity is, I mean, it's whether you're basically light or dark, but your activities will either accumulate everything that you've done so that by night you'll reap what you've sown, or the other way around. Jimmy, surprisingly, it's going from light to dark tonight. So anyway, sorry, I hope I'm not boring you.
No. I'm just glad you're okay.
Of course, I'm always going to be okay.
I was worried about you. Maybe you got deported. Maybe you're in jail. Maybe you got...
I didn't go to jail, thank God. Thank God. No, nothing has changed on that front since then. They were trying to help me there, God bless them, but like they just didn't have the resources. That's kind of why I decided to come back out and just like I have to go face that. So I either have to march down to City Hall and find out a way, or I don't know, I need to get a lawyer because I'm worried about, like, it's not warrants, it's just like I don't want to have to be detained because ICE centers are insane and I couldn't go without a cigarette if I can avoid it. And I read online that I could avoid it, you know what I mean, having to do jail time. Like I heard that you can clear misdemeanors, like a lawyer can just literally go clear them for you. And then the deportation thing.
The jails are pretty packed.
Well,
there's nothing that you're doing that really needs to...
It's just peanut butter fucking sandwiches. It's just like you're eating shit and slop all day. It's like you're literally eating shit and vomit.
You've been in jail before?
Yeah, I went to jail. I told you I went to jail.
How many times? I've
been taken into like where they keep you overnight.
LA County?
Oh, yeah, I've been in a county jail once. I told you that's when I remember when I went in for the indecent exposure, and then I went to that program thing, and then I AWOL. That was last year. That was the only time I've been in like jail. It's just like Paris, you know what I mean? Literally 28 days. Fucking 28 days salute.
A lot of people were so worried that you've disappeared.
I read online that there was literally a Reddit or something. Like literally, I found a Reddit where there was like a conspiracy theory that I died or something. And I feel like, I don't know, celebrity skin.
Well, there was a video that someone showed me on, I think on TikTok, of somebody that looked exactly like you.
Oh, yeah, I saw that. Dude, that's a kid that I used to, like, not believe, but he was like this kid.
He was totally naked, getting beaten up down on Skid Row.
Oh, no, that wasn't me. No, that couldn't be. That hasn't happened there. No, they're actually really sweet to me, Mark. Like, all the people, especially outside Sassy's today, they're, like, going out of their way, like, giving me cigarettes and, like, do you need money? Do you need this?
They know that all.
They were so sweet to me.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
You're very loved down by
I want you to give me something so I can compensate them when I get back, please. Like a little extra so I can pass it around or something. Because those kids were so weird to me. Like I didn't realize people there valued me. They just thought I was just like some weird white boy bum fucking trying to just, you know, like I didn't realize that there was a genuine awareness of who I was there. I didn't realize like I hadn't been humanized in a while, if that makes sense. It's a personal thing, honestly. Oh, oof, I thought I had my water there. But honestly, Grace, these corsets are so tight.
Don't do that.
I was thinking of Jennifer's Body. You ever seen that movie, Jennifer's Body?
Never.
Megan Fox burns her tongue and goes, I am a god. It makes me think of Persephone. I love Persephone.
So what are you going to do now with your life? Any plans?
Just
just
continue
party? Just
practicing
party.
my craft. I'm going to try and get an Instagram done. I'm going to try and link it to this because there have been people in the comments who genuinely want to work with me, people who work in the industry too. I don't know if they're serious about it or not, but like, I know I've read a lot of comments from like people who are stylists or whatever who are like, I'd love to give her an opportunity.
Yeah, I've had people,
Yeah.
I've had a stylist contact me saying she'd like to hire you as an assistant,
I would love to.
except...
Yeah, Mark, it's fine. I won't do drugs, like whatever.
No. I would love to do that for you, but I don't think you're reliable.
I think I can do that, Mark. If you can just facilitate that for me, please. With all due respect, after what I've just been through.
All right, come see me tomorrow. I'll be downtown tomorrow,
All right, okay.
and I will hunt down her email, and I'll try to put you guys
I'll pick
together.
up my 2 phones.
I'll get your phone.
One for Mary Kate and one for Ashley.
Well, no, one for today and another one for tomorrow.
Oh, I'm getting one today. Oh, right, we're going today, right? Yeah.
You're gonna lose the phone. That's why I get more than one.
Well, I have a backup one with me today, so
You do.
yeah, I do.
So you hold on to other people's phones.
I lose my purses and I lose my phones. And I lose my perception.
Maybe you're growing up, becoming more responsible.
Which Persephone do you prefer, the one in the Matrix or the Hercules one? I prefer the one in the Matrix. I love Monica Bellucci. I don't get the Hercules one. I know. Like, why do the devil so wrong? Hades is not the devil. The underworld is like, it's a very confusing thing. Like, the devil is a very severe thing to me. It's like beyond religion. Like, at least in my, anyway. You know, it's just lived backwards.
I'm sorry?
The lived. Devil is just lived. So it's like some dead guy, basically.
Oh, devil and the word
Devil
live.
is just lived the other way around. So you've died and then... Anyway, let me not get too philosophical here.
Yes.
I mean, I love him. Could you imagine, like, having to not only be an instigant of all pain and suffering, but to... People don't think about it. He does have to suffer himself.
Here's what I think you should do.
But it's like when they say sympathy for the devil, you know what I mean?
Here's
There's
what-
some bad people out there who've done some really good things.
Here's what I think you should do. You should hang onto a phone
All right, Mark.
and start a YouTube channel
Okay.
and
My
tie it
YouTube
into
channel,
somebody's
maybe
bank account.
Instagram.
You can do it with, you do it with me, and I'll give you all the money.
You're sweet.
And just share
Yeah.
your thoughts and experiences. And
I was thinking of maybe getting a reel done, honestly. I'd love to do a screen test, even for just like some dumb indie slasher movie. I'm sure I'd have some kind of appeal. I mean, Hunter Schafer is in the new Hunger Games. And Hunter Schafer had her whole fucking come up on doing drugs and getting paid on HBO to make Zendaya look more ethnically diverse. Let me get a close-up. Sorry, people forget. Zendaya once came out with a song sponsored by Vivienne Westwood called Close Up, directed by Rankin. All right, Mr. DeMille, I'm ready for my close-up. Can't believe they went with Zendaya over Bella Thorne. Fucking love Bella Thorne. Fucking hardcore bitch. Fucking hardcore bitch. She's like the Brooke Candy of fucking Disney. She's like the Brooke Candy of drag, I don't know.
you ever get a chance to see movies or look at...
Who? Who's Louise?
Exactly. Do you ever get a chance to see movies now?
Oh, movies. No, but I've seen trailers, and from what I've seen, I just haven't found anything appealing. I was watching a lot of like trash TV, reality TV. I started trying to watch And Just Like That, but that was just misery, and it made me want to watch the old Sex in the Cities. And then I ended up just binging fucking all the Bling Empires on Netflix, like Bling Empire New York, and Dubai Bling, over and over.
You have a Netflix account?
No, they had Netflix where I was. It's fine. It's just Netflix. It's like cheap as fuck. But then I had like an app on my phone where I could just watch anything for free, and I just ended up watching a ton of like, you know, like Family Guy, Simpsons, all that.
Mm-hmm.
Just like real American. I went back to watch Daria. Oh, and then I watched The Virgin Suicides again, but that's just like, I'll do that once a year anyway. That's literally like, it's like going to Mecca for me. That was the movie that really, if I want to talk about the movie that made me a girl or a woman, and it sounds really, really, really pathetic to say, because just to my, at least to my generation. But The Virgin Suicides, that was it. Like we were talking about Mary Kate and Ashley or The Row or whatever. The Virgin Suicides kind of gave The Row its wings. You know, it's 6 women and 7 men.
I'm just glad you're okay.
Yeah. I could have been Lux Lisbon. I could have been Cecilia. I don't know. Mommy Dearest?
You want to shave?
I definitely want to shave.
Take a shower, maybe?
Yeah, that might be nice.
Okay.
All right.
Thanks, Rebecca.
Guys, check out for Take Two or whatever. And I watched a bunch of YouTubers, and they're always like very nice.